to fire off an attack, even though that does about...
Is going to try for another Will-O-Wisp. Will it hit? No!
Probably makes sense, and you might wonder, well, why did Lacey...
Good evening, trainers, and welcome to another episode of Silph Co. Sports. My name is The Dodd, producer on The Break Room and here on Geeklife, but most importantly, one of your hosts today for yet again another episode of Silph Co. Sports. And I'm joined today by the elusive Gems from ATX VGC. How are you today, Gems?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about yourself, Dodd?
I am doing good. I am super excited about this match tonight. CondorNJ brought the heat last month, and NinoPokeBros, always known to really mix things up, as well as, you know, like Series 13 for the first time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of exciting things tonight, so I am super duper excited. So before we get started, quick reminder to like, subscribe, sign up for the Battle Club application for your chance to be showcased on the stream and take on tonight's winner and receive other prizes, like some of the prizes that we have got tonight: $75 cash, an Elite Pokebox, all on the line, thanks to our sponsor, Elite Pokebox. Yeah, we've got so much to talk about today. Gems, what's on the agenda for tonight?
Yeah, for sure. We've got all the updates that y'all are looking for in terms of VGC and Unite. We are talking about the World Championships, which will be going on soon, as well as the 1-year anniversary of Unite. And then, as you already mentioned, we got the match tonight between CondorNJ and our new challenger, NinoPokeBros. And then we'll close things out like we always do, this time with the top 10 plays of the month, which I am very excited for. I've tried not to spoil myself on them, so you'll get genuine reactions here.
Awesome. I'm super excited for it too. It's one hell of a show tonight. Series 13, legendary matchups, all of these updates that we've got. Let's get right into some of these stories. Gems, what do we got on the VGC side?
The World Championships will be held in London, UK, starting August 18th through the 21st. That is this next week. This is going to be the last hurrah for Dynamax before moving on to Scarlet and Violet. The strongest trainers in the world have qualified from throughout the world and will battle one last time to crown the World Championship. So Series 13 has also been announced. This is incredibly exciting. We are being robbed of a post-Worlds format, which I'm a little upset by, but to make up for it, we have our first unrestricted format. So no longer the days of having to use 2 restricted Pokemon. All 6 of your Pokemon can be restricted. And on top of that, we now get Mythicals for the first time on the ranked ladder. So that is going to be truly new and very unique. There's also, if you are missing some Mythicals, this upcoming weekend during the World Championship stream, there will be a distribution for a Victini, so you can obtain the Victory Pokemon, which will likely play a pretty pivotal role in Series 13 based on its typing ability and how well it pairs with some of our other really important cores from throughout VGC 2020 through 2022. The Victory Road World Cup is wrapping up its group stage of play with all 16 teams who have qualified for the playoff set. So we have Poland, Taiwan, Brazil, the US, Italy, Peru, India, Thailand, Japan, Germany, China, Australia, South Korea, Mexico, Canada, and Chile. No doubt we'll see some of those players next week at the Pokemon World Championships, but this will be another great opportunity to get to see some of the best players from across the world face off. So really exciting stuff. Y'all should check that out over on Victory Road's Twitch channel. They're streaming several matches per week. And finally, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet released a trailer just last week on August 3rd, revealing the competitive mechanic for Generation 9 being terastallization. All we have to go on is what we've discussed and what we've seen in the trailer, but from the wording, it appears that the Pokemon will be able to change its typing for the first time, with the exception of Megas. But yeah, so it looks like it's going to be an incredibly interesting dynamic. It's going to lead to a lot of different competitive play, and I'm really, really excited to see what kind of impact this will be on the meta going forward. But yeah, that kind of wraps up our news for VGC, but I gotta say, Dodd, are you going to miss Dynamax?
I am gonna miss Dynamax, okay? I'm a bad VGC player and I need Dynamax to win, so I don't know how I'm gonna win after this. Terastallization sounds very confusing and hard, and I am worried about my ability to play well after Dynamax is gone. So, It is going to be a bittersweet moment for Dynamax to seeing its last hurrah. And for me, it's weird because Gen 8 was supposed to be like the battle generation, right? They framed it that way. They had they reframed the gyms to be like this big contest, and they made it very competitive and sports oriented. And we only actually got to see a championship, like the actual maximum peak of the competitive format, one time. That's definitely sad. Series 13 sounds absolutely crazy, though. Do you have anything that you're excited to see in Series 13?
You know, I'm really excited. There's a lot of Pokemon that were kind of held back by this too restricted format that I think are going to find really fun niches in this Series 13. Specifically, I think you might start to see the rise of Zamazenta and being able to, if you can have multiple Pokemon, you can counter Zacian, but it's one of those things where if you only get 2 restricteds, one of them better be Zacian. This is one of the best Pokemon in the format right now.
Sword Doggo, best doggo.
Yeah, if you don't have it, you better have a counter for it, so.
100%. And then terastallization too. Do you have any ideas for what you want to experiment with in terastallization? I feel like ghost terra typing is going to be really, really critical when we see that come in. But what are your thoughts on terastallization?
Terastallization, I think, is a super unique dynamic. Being able to, I think it really kind of depends on how they implement it. If it's something that's going to end up being completely, you have no information about it, it's going to change a lot of the early meta as people are trying to figure that out. I also think that early metas tend to go hyper offensive. So I think you'll see it be used for an offensive mechanic, but I ultimately think its value lies a lot more in its defensive capabilities. Being able to change your Kartana to a water type and resist, or fighting type. So fire hits neutral and you have stab Sacred Sword. That sounds really, really sick. And getting to choose when you pull that trigger in terms of when you're going to terastallize, I think is going to be a lot of mind games going forward in VGC.
Ooh, yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That's a water type chip. What was it?
Kartana.
Kartana. Yeah, that's absolutely insane. Kartana already causes so much havoc with Dynamax involved, and it's supposed to be a frail Pokemon. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna mix Max Airstream. I'm definitely gonna mix Max Knuckle. I'm definitely gonna miss Max Quake. All the Max moves. Max Resonance. Poor went out for Max Resonance.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna miss that one.
Absolute monster of the early meta, and it was just kind of broken getting a base 130 attack plus setting 2 screens. Obviously outpaced as we've had the power creep of additional Pokemon coming in, but early meta, I'm really excited for that, going back to a national dex, or going back to a regional dex VGC meta. It's always really fun, and it's a little chaotic at the beginning, so I think it's a lot of fun.
It should be exciting. I'm super excited for it, and I can't wait to just get more Scarlet and Violet news and see what this ends up fleshing out to be. But everything going on in the world of VGC is definitely not everything going on in the world of Pokemon. Unite had a huge update. The 1-year anniversary update is here. There is new costumes, new skins, but most importantly, Buzzwole, the Pokemon that makes everyone uncomfortable, was introduced into the meta. And it's not been as overpowered as some people might have hoped on initial release. It is a melee all-arounder and typically run with Muscle Band, Weakness Policy, and Attack Weight. Buzzwole's ability Beast Boost increases Buzzwole's movement speed and basic attack speed for a short time after Buzzwole knocks out or assists in knocking out a Pokemon. Thank you for the follow, we appreciate that. Magim M16. Beast Boost, increasing Buzzwole's movement speed and basic attack speed for a short time after it knocks out or assists in knocking out a Pokemon, making him great for just absolutely snowballing opposing enemies. Now, also everyone's favorite pseudo-legendary Tyranitar, which we talked about last month, will be released on August 15th, and that's bringing in stuff like the Sandstream abilities and things like that we saw before. And we also have seen Glaceon come into the meta as well, really putting a big threat on everything there, shaking things up a bit. But to be honest, I was playing some Unite last night, and I feel like there is a dependable amount of Mons in this game that they've always been good. Cinderace, still good. Wigglytuff, still good. So, you know, I feel like everything is balanced out, is doing a really good job of balancing things out 1 year in the game. But Gems, have you gotten a chance to try Buzzwole yet? Have you seen Buzzwole in any gameplay yet?
Yeah, great question. I have not had a chance to play Buzzwole. Maybe it's the Pokemon that'll bring me back to it. I don't know, maybe when Tyranitar drops, that's when I'll dust off my Switch and open up Unite for the first time since launch. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. I've been watching some games, and it's been a lot of fun to watch folks interact. I think, like, I remember when Hoopa was released, how crazy that was, and then how, like, the meta has now shifted to try and invalidate some of those strategies. And I think it's really interesting seeing a dynamic metagame with active balancing, adding new Pokemon, balancing moves. It's sometimes what I wish we had in VGC. We're trying some of that with the format rotation, but you know, not nerfing busted moves or busted abilities is a little bit, you know, having to wait a generation for that. It doesn't have the instant satisfaction that Unite does.
Yeah, it was a little bit different in VGC when you were having the seasons, and those were like changing every now and then, and like you'd have at least a little bit of time where, you know, like you had Lapras but no Incineroar or things like that. But and you know, hey, look, Gen 9's right around the corner. Maybe we'll get that again. Fingers crossed.
For sure.
Well, that's everything going on in the world of Unite. Now, quick word from the blob behind the curtain on some of the upcoming events. Which Up Smash, what do you have for us as far as upcoming events go? Producer Up Smash.
All right. Hi, guys. It's Up Smash yet again. Not screaming into the void this time. Actually doing, trying to fix all the audio issues. So today I'm here to talk about the calendar for the thing. So we have Rose Tower 2022 Worlds Challenge at 9 a.m. Central for on August 13th. If you can't make that one, then there's always a Master Ball's Revival Circuit 1 hour later. After that, we're gonna have a weekly Saturday Unite Chaos League featured by Pika and Shine Jays at Saturdays at 5 p.m. Central. Also, on top of that, we're gonna have we're gonna be having the Little Leagues draft battles beginning at August 15th. So be sure to get your popcorn for those. And of course, we're gonna be having the Pokemon World Championships at August 18th through the 21st. As Gems already explained, that there is going to be a Victini giveaway there, so you got to keep your eyes out for that. Next, after that, we're gonna be having Ultra Shining Battle with BDSP. That's gonna be starting on August 20th. A week after that, we're gonna be having the Wide League at the 27th and 28th. And finally, we're gonna have Dark Aura's Pokemon Unite tournament, which is going to be determined. Also, furthermore, there was an announcement today that there is going to be Ash's Dracovish giveaway. I actually do have the code for it. Let me just see if I can just pull it up for you really quick. There we are. Okay. There's the code here. I'm going to just blow it up a little bit for you. Get your screenshots ready, and then take care of that for you. So this Pokemon is a naive nature with 30 and 31 IVs. I think its moves are Vicious Rend, Vicious Rend, Water Gun, Dragon Rush, and I think Ice Fang. So that's a pretty good Dracovish to have around in your back pocket. Now, let's see how the people are doing back at the desk. Okay.
Well, thank you for that, producer Up Smash, our resident blob behind the curtain. There's Dracovish code there in chat. I put that in there for you guys. So a lot of fun upcoming events. Also, make sure to check out all of the things for sponsors. Of course, Wide League, Dark Aura, VGC, yeah. But that will wrap it up for the first half of the show. When we return, we are going to take a very short break. But we're gonna when we return, we're gonna be back with our match of the night. NinoPokeBros, CondorNJ, $75 on the line, and 1 Elite Pokebox when we come back. So stay tuned. More Silph Co Sports headed right your way right after this break. All right, and we are back with our match of the week, NinoPokeBros versus our returning champ CondorNJ. Tonight we have two talented and dedicated, and I've got to say, one of the greatest VGC matchups that you'll watch tonight. I guarantee it. In the blue corner, defending champion CondorNJ, 2 times PGL All-Star, 3 times Back to Basics winner, and the winner of our last fight night here on Silph Sports. Will he be able to defend that title tonight?
Great question. His challenger this evening is a force to be reckoned with in the Pokemon community and the Twitch community. You know him as the man in the Pokemon tuxedo, the father of gamer milk, and the sheninja enthusiast, NinoPokeBros. It should be an incredible matchup tonight between these two players. Dodd, who do you have your money on tonight?
This is a hard one. I'm a big NinoPokeBros stan. I've done a lot of streams with him before and different tournaments, things like that. I know he's a fantastic player, but CondorNJ is the one that everyone seems to kind of doubt out for a minute, and then comes with something that's an unbelievable play. Last episode that we were here, he was able to 2-0 Pengy, and so I've got to put my bets on CondorNJ. Who do you have tonight, Gems?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't really know, because we're going into Series 13. This is my first battle watching Series 13. It's the first time commentating. I don't have a great handle on, how much Series 12 is going to translate over for these two teams. My guess is not very much. So I'm really excited for this, and I think it's going to be a great overall battle.
I think it's going to be a fantastic overall battle, too. I have no idea what to expect with Series 13 as well. I've already seen some clips of what Series 13 could look like and some combos that the people are throwing out there, and the things are absolutely insane. So this match, I expect to be nothing less. But before we get started, remember, if you would like to be featured on the show here, be sure to reach out to WD Michael or myself, and we would gladly facilitate that. But without further ado, let's get to our match. And
their moves. Precipice Blades no more. Now you're going to be hitting most of those Precipice Blades, as well as most of your Sleep Powders. But we do see here, Magearna is the other Pokemon I was really, really interested in seeing something from. Its ability is insane. If any Pokemon faints, it doesn't matter if Magearna knocked out that Pokemon or not. If any Pokemon faints, then it will get a plus. It'll get a boost on special attack. And it looks like, okay, we are good now with audio. I thought we were missing on audio.
It looks like we're back now, but we see it. Sheninja. He brought Sheninja. It is here. So we're going to see Sheninja being brought here. Interesting comps here for the PokeBros side. Zacian, Calyrex, Kyogre, Whimsicott instead of Tornadus. Any thoughts as to why I'd go with Whimsicott, not Tornadus?
I like Whimsicott a lot here, especially for its access to moves like Charm, the ability to instantly drop the opposing Zacian's attack by +2, or in this case, Groudon's probably going to be your target for that, since most of those Pokemon look like they're pretty special, with the exception of Groudon and Victini. Right. The other thing with Victini, having access to a move like V-Create is insane. That is so much base power. If you have the Sun active, it's going to hurt anything that it hits.
Yeah, this looks scary. I mean, you've got a bunch of big cannons over there. It's rare that you would ever get a chance to see Zacian, Calyrex, and Kyogre all in one combo, but that's, I guess, what we're going to see with Series 13. So let's have at it. In the first match of our Silph Sports Episode 14, second round of the Wide Battle Match League thing we're doing. Yeah, anyways, we got Whimsicott Kyogre leading here, and a Calyrex Grimmsnarl leading for CondorNJ's side. Interesting lead here. Looks like a little bit of a Tornogre lead, kind of with the Whimsicott thing going on here. What do you think of this lead here, Gems?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, having access to Tailwind plus Water Spout, obviously it's always going to hurt. The one thing you have to always worry about is, what is that opposing Grimmsnarl going to be doing? Is that Grimmsnarl fake out? Is it going to fake out the Whimsicott so I can get a Astral Barrage off before a potential Water Spout? Is it going to be just going for Light Screen, go safe? Is it going to go for, I don't know, Chaos Mode and Trick, an Eject Button, or Trick a Lagging Tail onto something? I'm really, really interested to see what that Grimmsnarl set is, and that's going to be a lot of information management for NinoPokeBros here. And we do see he's obviously trying to think through his move here. Y'all are seeing the feed directly from his perspective, And it looks like the choice is actually going to be not messing around with the potential for a potential fake out Astral Barrage, but going directly for the Dynamax button right here and that Max Geyser.
Yeah, and that's what we see. PokeBros going here for the Max Kyogre. Not something too irregular as far as we've seen in the Series 12 meta. Kyogre loves to get that Dynamax, although it does love that Water Spout spread ability as well. Calyrex not likely to max as much. Well, it won't be maxing if at this point. Whimsicott going in for the Tailwind, going to set that Kyogre up into a good position to get those first moves off. Thunder Wave coming off the Grimmsnarl, going to try to slow it down just a little bit. The paralyzed Kyogre does not go before the Calyrex, which is able to land a Snarl, getting that critical special attack drop before Kyogre can get in anything. And Kyogre will return fire with a Max Geyser, likely into the Calyrex slot. It still will be enough to take it into the red, but not enough to take it out. Very interesting first turn here for this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Seeing the Thunder Wave right off the bat, we're playing those games. There's a chance for paralysis every time. It invalidates the Tailwind, so now this Kyogre is just as fast as it would have been pre-Tailwind. But, you know, it's something where this Whimsicott now has to think about what's its best use of moves going forward here. It could take out the Calyrex with something like an Energy Ball into it. Maybe you don't want to reveal what attack you are at this point. Or you can just go for the Helping Hand and big damage here. So seeing that this is the more supportive Calyrex, I think it's really interesting with the Snarl there.
And that's what we see, the Helping Hand coming off of the Whimsicott into the Kyogre there. Going to put up a light screen for the Grimmsnarl. Calyrex going out for the Snarl here. It's going to put another special attack drop on this Kyogre and continue to do chip damage to Whimsicott, but not really doing too much damage overall as the Max Geyser rolls out from Kyogre into the Grimmsnarl this time instead, bringing it down not even to 50% damage, really nerfing everything possible out of this Kyogre.
Yeah, for sure. The fact that it's, 150 base power here on this Max Geyser in the rain, but you're -2, so that really neuters the ability for it to be doing a ton of damage. And, if this Calyrex continues to stay here and be supportive, it's going to be really annoying. We see the Grimmsnarl here go for the Reflect, likely just going to be a light clay variant with Thunder Wave. But yeah, really interested to see how the rest of this turns out here.
Energy Ball going into the Calyrex. It will pick up the KO there before Kyogre even gets a chance to return fire. But the paralysis is going to stop it on its third turn of Dynamax. And so really slowing down any possible momentum that the PokeBros could have tried to get out of that Dynamax.
Yeah, really scary territory now because NinoPokeBros now lacks the ability to go ahead and have weather control short of switching out this Kyogre, which is also paralyzed, so it doesn't like to see that opposing Venusaur. I think likely what we'll see here is the fact that probably a Groudon switch in, maybe a Vine Lash. We might see a save for an eventual Groudon Max and just start going for some Sleep Powders next to a Victini. But
yeah,
either way, it's going to be chaos mode now with Venusaur, and you have to be afraid of it just as much as you were in the previous formats.
The situation is really begging for a Max Venusaur and Groudon switch in, but it looks like we're not going to get that Groudon switch in as they go for the Dynamax Venusaur here. Again, really strong pressure here, even in the rain with that Kyogre being paralyzed. The speed tiers are really in Venusaur's favor, even with that Tailwind up. Whimsicott going to hit the Energy Ball off onto the Grimmsnarl, not doing too much damage, but knocking it right underneath that 50% mark. Ice Beam coming off of Kyogre into the Grimmsnarl as well. Still not going to pick up the KO as the Vine Lash comes off of Venusaur into the Whimsicott. That Kyogre really in a rough position here, not able to get any damage. A double into that Grimmsnarl and not really able to pick up anything as the Spirit Break comes into Whimsicott to take it out. Whimsicott's out of the mix. Kyogre's at -2 with Vine Lash damage ticking away at it and paralyzed. This is a rough spot for the PokeBros.
Yeah, for sure, especially given the fact that the Tailwind petered out and Condor there kind of expertly deciding when to take the KO on that Whimsicott. Sure, Vine Lash didn't do a ton into it, but you do, now restrict the ability to go for something like a Tailwind to eliminate the chlorophyll ability on this Venusaur. So now,
yeah,
Grimmsnarl's done its job. It set up Reflect, set up Light Screen. It can switch out, come back in later and reset those if needed, and get the speed advantage here on Venusaur. You can even go for something like a Max Quake or maybe a Weather Ball. We don't know what variant this Venusaur is going to be, but likely it has something to hit that Zacian, especially since you're not really afraid of the Kyogre at this point in the game.
Yeah, that Kyogre is really not doing much, which is odd for the dominance that we've seen, especially with Kyogre in Series 12. But when you're paralyzed and you've got 2 special attack drops, it's really hard to make moves that you need to, and it's going to be really critical to this positioning for the rest of the match here, as that timer gets really, really close there.
Yeah, for sure. So we will see the Grimmsnarl go ahead and switch out here into that Groudon, just as we suspected. Now, not super afraid of a -2 water attack in the rain or in the sun, and you allow your Venusaur to go first. So really interested to see how this goes.
And the Max Quake is going to come out of Venusaur into the Zacian. Will take it down well below 50% health, but still leaving it a good chunk to sit in the rest of this match on, and a critical special defense buff to both the Venusaur and the Groudon, as the Behemoth Blade coming off of Zacian will go into the Venusaur, and it is not enough to take it out, but it will leave it about the same spot that the Zacian did, with about 25% of its health left. Ice Beam from Kyogre going into the Venusaur is not enough to pick up the KO, but it is enough to activate the weakness policy on the Venusaur. Really, really rough position for the PokeBros. Is there any way to really push the momentum in their favor?
Yeah, it's going to be really tough because you don't necessarily want to switch out your Kyogre and give up free damage onto your Calyrex, but at this point, the Venusaur is now boosted based off of the, the speed tiers I saw on turn 1 with, underspeeding the Tailwind paralyzed Kyogre. I was thinking it's probably combined with how little damage the Behemoth Blade did. I was like, it's probably going to be the weakness policy variant and be a lot chunkier here. And we do see the switch here. Look, opting for the weather control at the end of the game, which I don't, it's tough, but you have to hope that Kyogre can claw things back eventually.
And it just might get the opportunity to do so, as the Vine Lash from Venusaur goes into Zacian and will take it out, not allowing that Zacian to get anything on the field. Precipice Blades off of Groudon is going to be avoided by the Calyrex, but the Vine Lash damage breaks any potential sashes that could be on that Calyrex, which would be critical here to see. Kyogre will be swapped in for the PokeBros, but with the paralyzed Kyogre, it's still not the ideal conditions here. Now, if CondorNJ wants weather control, he's going to have to switch out Groudon here. So that could be a potential opening, but is it going to be enough?
No, it's really interesting. At this point, having the Kyogre come in right now is kind of perfect. The Venusaur, you're thinking probably might not have Protect at this point. We know Grass move, we know Ground move, we know Sleep Powder. Protect could be the 4th one, but I think you might want Poison in this meta. But it looks like it is actually just going to be Protect there. So not switching the Groudon out, I think, is a pretty surprising move right here, though.
Yeah, as we see the Protect coming off of the Venusaur, going to keep it safe. The Astral Barrage coming off of the Calyrex. It's not doing anything to Venusaur, but it's going to take just a little chisel off of Groudon, as the Precipice Blades hitting both targets, leaving them critical. Ice Beam firing off of the Kyogre. It's not doing very much at all. Groudon still able to stay in there with well above 50% of its health, as these Vine Lash ticks actually take Kyogre down. Just a Calyrex and a hope at this point.
Yeah, I think at this point it's more than likely going to be pretty tough for this Calyrex to kind of 3-1. It does have the speed advantage on both this Venusaur and Groudon. You can change that if you so choose. But because the Venusaur protected without removing the Groudon, you can't double switch here. So you will have to risk something here, and it all comes down to what you choose to risk. But we will see no protects, no risking anything, just going directly for the Astral Barrage from Nino.
And that will be enough to pick up the KO on the Venusaur. We all know a Precipice Blades can miss, and a Grimnay boost can do a lot. So a Heavy Slam coming off of Groudon will be able to take out the rest of this Calyrex. Calyrex will go down, and that will be a first round win for our reigning champ, CondorNJ. Very, very interesting matchup there. As much as we thought Series 13 was going to be a major switch up from the things that we saw, felt like a lot of familiar tropes. Am I right?
It really did, and I think it's hard to tell how much that can be attributed to kind of the trainer's comfort level with these teams. These are really similar to what we saw from both players throughout the season. Condor's run Sun at many different points, opting for Rinja Sun, I believe, at NAIC. And as everyone knows, NinoPokeBros love sheninja plus Kyogre and that team comp right there. So I'm kind of curious how this will ultimately play out going into Series 13, if this is just because it's an exhibition first time around, go with what's comfortable before trying to find that meta breaking strategy. But it was kind of shocking. I feel like we got a lot of information from both of these trainers, seeing, the likely assault vest on the opposing Groudon based on how little specs Astral Barrage did. I think that was kind of crazy. But additionally, no fourth Mon reveal from Condor, being able to protect that information and feeling confident to do so, like knowing I can take a KO here, that's fine.
Yeah. Very interesting to see. It'll be very interesting to see if this Victini gets any usage here. Be very interesting to see if there's any really big pivots on PokeBros side. Unfortunately, I felt like Kyogre wasn't getting enough done that it needed to get done. Does that mean that you don't bring it, or does that mean that you just do something else or pivot around it differently? I don't know. I think that that's a hard choice to make here at this point.
Yeah, especially given the item selection on it, as we can see here, and combined with the damage that we saw during the last match. Assault Vest not going to be the biggest attacker, especially in this format where we are going to have access to multiple restricteds. Kyogre, it still hits like a truck, don't get me wrong on that, but at the same time, there are now a lot of other trucks on the road, so you have to be a lot more cautious. Your restricteds have to put in a lot of work, either being super bulky or being able to go ahead and take a bunch of KOs.
Yeah, PokeBros coming in here very, very tight on this team pick here as we go into our round number 2 of our fight night match of the night. This should be a great one. CondorNJ coming in here defending his previous title and one matchup. And leading again with Calyrex Grimmsnarl, not too unfamiliar lead as we see the classic Swordfish, Zacian, and Kyogre for the PokeBros here. A little bit of a different mix-up, not bringing the Whimsicott this time for the PokeBros. Do you think that this is a good change?
Yeah, I think especially given what you saw last time, just kind of how you have to play your Kyogre in a matchup like this, where the opposing Calyrex is, I believe, it looks kind of similar to the Moxie boosted Incineroar 2.0, where he made a very bulky Calyrex that's disruptive and defensive. So it can go for those things like Snarl. Is likely carrying something like a Will-O-Wisp as well, which could be really devastating for your Zacian if it gets burned. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see here. It is just going to go for the Astral Barrage right off the bat, not wanting to mess around with those water spouts.
Not at all. And we see the light screen also from the Grimmsnarl there. Going to bring that Zacian down to about 50% health as it fires back with a Behemoth Blade into the Grimmsnarl. Not wanting to deal with that for very long. Of course, not getting the time to put up the Reflect, giving it a bit more of an advantage moving forward. And Kyogre is going to go ahead and hit off that Water Spout. Why not? Just got one Astral Barrage's worth of damage to take care of. 25% of the health left on that Calyrex there, so in a very critical position here. But yeah, that Calyrex being much more of a supportive role, but also able to fire off of those Astral Barrages when it needs to.
Yeah, for sure. We see the Kyogre item come in huge right there, though. You saw the Assault Vest kind of only letting it get chunked down a little bit. Water Spout still doing a bunch of damage. It was single target, which helps quite a bit. For a second in my head, I was like, wait, why did that do so much? And I was like, single target, yes. Yeah. But yeah, and now you have the opportunity to, you have to start playing some weather mind games, just like we've done for the majority of the restricted formats, as well as, non-restricted formats here in VGC 2022 and 2021 as well.
Series 13 proving not to be too different from Series 12 when it comes to the Weather Wars, that's for sure.
Yeah, the more that changes, the more that stays the same. But here now, you haven't been snarled, you haven't been thunder waved. This Kyogre's in a much stronger position. We see the sheninja switch in here.
Oh, wow.
Scary in the face of that opposing
You
Calyrex.
gotta be brave. You gotta be brave to put sheninja right there in front of a Calyrex Shadow. As we see the Kyogre go for the max, wasn't able to make too much of it this the last match, but trying to see it for a different result this time. Yeah, everyone was hoping for it. Everyone wanted to see the shed, and the shed was brought as the Venusaur goes for a protect. Calyrex gonna go for the Astral Barrage, which will be super effective on Sheninja, but the Focus Sash is going to let it live as the Max Geyser from Kyogre goes into the Calyrex slot and will finish it off, taking the last threat off the field in front of that Sheninja. Very, very interesting play here for the PokeBros. What do you think about this at Gems?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. You know, you're able to live one with that, but now you have to be afraid because G-Max Vine Lash is just going to go ahead and take you out with your 1 HP. Your Focus Sash is already used, so you can't rely on that again. So it is a little scary. Maybe you try and save that for after Vine Lash, but that's going to be pretty tough to stall out Vine Lash in this game. Maybe going for the risk that, once this Sheninja's gone, and maybe they'll switch in, or once the Calyrex is gone, maybe they'll switch in the Groudon for that slot. But you do always have one of my favorite mind games here, as we see Nino hovering over it, but ultimately not selecting it.
Yeah, we shall see. Again, big weather wars here as we see the Dynamax going for the Venusaur. Venusaur known to be one of the strongest contenders for the Dynamax, especially in the sun, able to get off those max Vine Lashes and just absolutely stack damage upon damage upon damage in a meta that has been absolutely cursed by Kyogre. It has been absolutely critical, and we're seeing that come to play here with the Vine Lash coming off of the Venusaur into Sheninja's Wonder Guard, expecting for an ally switch, but not getting it, and there comes the Max Geyser into Groudon, which doesn't do too much damage, but is a critical switch in the weather.
Yeah, for sure. Given the fact that this Groudon is a Assault Vest, I think you might see something, like a Rock Slide come up. But Sheninja avoids. That is huge right there. That will
Huge
another
avoid
turn.
by Sheninja. Sheninja, of course, only being able to take those super effective attacks, but able to fire back now with a Poltergeist onto the Groudon and attacking it with its own item. Very, very great play here for the momentum needed for the PokeBros. But was it enough to really capitalize on what's left on the field here?
Yeah, I think that the miss of the Rock Slide right there into the shed is huge. It would have been enough to take it out, obviously, after the Focus Sash was already used up on the previous turn. So yeah, being able to now, you're here again, you have to play the ally switch mind game. Condor is thinking. I know the way that NinoPokeBros likes to play. He loves that ally switch button, as do all Sheninja players. Ultimately, what's it gonna be? What are the moves that come out, and you have to play that game. So we will see the Max Geyser going off first here because it is now raining.
It is now raining, so that means that Groudon is now out of here. Weather War is won. Kyogre has taken it. And now all that's left on the other side of the field is a Venusaur with its G-Max Vine Lash going into Kyogre. Not enough to take it out. The Assault Vest really putting in a lot of work here. As Sheninja goes for the Poltergeist, it is attacked by its own weakness policy, which will be very critical here. I believe that uses up your item so that you can't use it again, so don't have to worry about Max Hailstorm going into this Venusaur proccing that policy anymore.
No, it still does. You still have access to your item.
Okay.
You can continually Poltergeist into the same Pokemon. You just attack them with the item. So
makes sense.
Sheninja
Okay.
took that little piece of paper that Venusaur uses to say, I get to attack harder now, and it just whacked it around a little with it, doing a good chunk of damage there.
Well, that will work. Very interesting play here. You still got a Dynamax Venusaur on the other side of the field, but the Pokemon advantage is really in the PokeBros' favor here.
Yeah, for sure. We will see CondorNJ just go ahead and hit the forfeit button right there, not wanting to opt to reveal any additional information. Even though these are two Pokemon that we have seen how much damage they do, likely just knowing I lose here. I'll save everyone the animation of Behemoth Blade. We've seen it enough, right?
Right, for sure. We certainly have. Well, very interesting. Now we move on to a game 3, and we love game 3, so please start spamming those G's in chat as much as you possibly can. The difference here with the positioning of Kyogre for the PokeBros, I think, was absolutely critical. Do you agree?
100%. I really like the way that NinoPokeBros went ahead and hedged there a little bit, leading with it, but waiting to see what that opposing, what the opposing Calyrex was going to do. Is it going for the Snarl in the face of a Zacian? And if it is, or if it's not going to do that, then I have a free Dynamax with my Kyogre. Just kind of shows the power of that damage mitigation from game one, as well as removing that Grimmsnarl from the field before it could get any Thunder Waves up. It got a light screen up that wasn't enough to go ahead and, swing the tide of the game here. It was interesting to see, again, we still haven't seen Victini come in. I'm hoping for it, but I do think the Calyrex Shadow is ultimately a really, really powerful Pokemon here for CondorNJ. But yeah, the mind games of sheninja with will it ally switch, will it not? It is ultimately one of the craziest things and one of the most frustrating things to play against. Speaking of someone that's lost to sheninja strats before, it's not the most fun to play against. It is very fun to commentate and watch though.
It is. Condor did get tripped up by that a little bit. I believe the attacks into those slots that were definitely meant to be super effective against its ally, predicting an ally switch. Ally switch doing all the work that it needs to just simply by being on the move set and not actually being clicked, right? Just being a possibility. And you gotta love mons that have the ability to do that. There's plenty of them that are in the meta, and Cineroar has a similar effect with the things that it does, as does Rillaboom and other things that we know what you do. And sheninja is just absolutely the master of it in this legendary prone meta where everyone hits like a Mack truck.
Yeah, for sure. So interesting little switch up there at the end. I don't know if you caught it. Unselecting the sheninja, quick swapping in that Wims for the very end. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. I don't know if that was like intending to go for the Magirna there and Joel just kind of was panic pressing down for a button, but we will see again the same lead coming out here from Condor with the Grimmsnarl and that Calyrex Shadow.
Yep, and for the PokeBros, we have the Swordfish lead with Zacian and Kyogre. CondorNJ here really staying consistent with this lead, Grimmsnarl and Calyrex, and it is a really, really strong lead that we've seen a lot of in Series 12. Do you think this is the best play here, or should things is it time to switch things up? It's Game 3.
No, I like this. I like the way Condor is approaching it. Essentially, Condor would have won but for a Rock Slide miss. So, like, live by the Rock Slide, die by the Rock Slide. Because sheninja would have gone down a turn earlier, and then the Venusaur could have gotten going with a lot more assets to its benefit. So it is something that's interesting. You do have to play, the unholy bargain of, is this Calyrex, is the Grimmsnarl going to click Thunder Wave into your Zacian, or is it going to go for a screen? And we do see it right here. There it is. The Thunder Wave directly into that Zacian, making it way less effective for the rest of the battle.
Yep, not going to let that doggo get going as the Snarl comes off of Calyrex, dropping a critical special attack drop on that Kyogre. And of course to Zacian too, but not doing too much there. With the Water Spout coming out with the special attack drop in the rain is enough to bring Calyrex just below 50% of its health, and Grimmsnarl to a similar state, but with just a little extra bulk, as the Behemoth Blade goes to attempt to finish off the Calyrex and does pick up the KO here. So very, very interesting start, taking that Calyrex right off the board on turn 1 here for the PokeBros.
Yeah, again, it took so much attention there. Now this Grimmsnarl gets another turn. It can go for another Thunder Wave. It can go for a light screen. We saw with just -1 at the health that this Kyogre's at. It still did quite a bit with that Water Spout here in the rain. It didn't lose a lot of health, so it's still a high base power. It's just a lower base special attack that you're going off of. So yeah, it is really interesting to see how the rest of this is going to go. We'd see it is immediately the Venusaur, which has been so disruptive in this game. And it will probably continue to be so.
Yeah, there's nothing that's really slowing down that Venusaur at this point. I mean, it seems like this is a play that is just begging for a Groudon switch in and a Max Venusaur, but we've seen Condor being able to be afraid not to Dynamax his Venusaur, or been unafraid to Dynamax his Venusaur in the rain, and so there's a possibility we could see that as well coming up here, but the Zacian being paralyzed here does put this in a really precarious position. Zacian was able to pick up a lot of momentum for PokeBros last game, but instead we'll see Kyogre swapping in, trying to see if we can get that special attack bonus off of there for Whimsicott.
Yeah, for sure. The Whimsicott switch is really interesting here. I like it, and I like the Venusaur protect as well. You're protecting your most at-risk thing right here while still getting yourself a light screen in the case of the Kyogre staying in and doing additional damage. But this Zacian is going to find its target in the Grimmsnarl. No Reflect went up pretty critically, so while the Zacian is slightly slower, it is still going to be hitting very hard with those +1 Behemoth Blades.
Still hitting just as hard. Zacian, known for hitting particularly hard in this meta. Just because it's slower isn't gonna make that hit any less hard, especially with the Reflect not being there. Grimmsnarl does not like to take those, specifically steel type attacks in its direction. But now you're in a position with Groudon and Venusaur on that other side for CondorNJ, and that's a really good position to be in.
Yeah, you are, and the thing especially though for NinoPokeBros is it's 4-2 now. You have the weather control whenever you want it. You can shut down the turbo mode of this Venusaur. You do have to start to watch out for maybe just some last ditch effort sleep powders. Probably not going to happen here with a paralyzed Pokemon and a grass type on the field, but it is going to be going for some big attacks. Actually looks like this is going to be the Groudon based off the Pokeballs. The Venusaur is in a Cherish Ball, so this will be a max Groudon situation, looking to maybe try and keep that weather if it's carrying something like a Fire Punch.
Interesting. Yeah, so we see the max Groudon here for CondorNJ, opting not to max the Venusaur and get that Vine Lash damage as the Tailwind comes off of Whimsicott. Of course, Zacian still paralyzed, is not going to go before this Venusaur, which is going to hit the Whimsicott slot with an Earth Power, doing very little damage to this grass type, but giving it a little bit of a special defense drop as the Behemoth Blade comes off of Zacian. It is going to go into the Groudon slot, actually, which will do a little bit more damage with it being a Dynamaxed, enough to get it just below 50% of its health. As the Groudon fires back with a Max Quake into the Zacian slot, will take it all the way out.
Yeah, great play there from both players, being able to identify. I'm not doing much with my Venusaur here, so let's just go for Earth Power, break the Sash, and we know that we'll live a Behemoth Blade and we can take out with a Max Quake. You do have to be really afraid now because you have to face the likes of a Kyogre. You have Light Screen, +1 special defense, and an Assault Vest, so that thing is going to be the tankiest as it possibly can right now. But the real question comes down to when's the right time to pull the trigger on a Max. Probably going to be from this Kyogre here, a Max.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
I think it's just begging for it at this point. Weather Wars is in a critical position here with them only having CondorNJ only having 2 Pokemon left and not being able to switch those things out. Of course, the Dynamax and the Max Flare ability to change that might help, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so we see NinoPokeBros a little hesitant here in case there is something that could potentially change that weather from the opposing Groudon, but we'll go ahead and bring in now this Calyrex, which can do a lot of damage, obviously. But that Groudon again, Light Screen, Assault Vest, +1 special defense, all of it going to be able to kind of start to play in its benefit. Potentially living a spread Astral Barrage, that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, I think the Kyogre play there is a great play, but you have to worry about the sleep powder at this point, especially with the Assault Vest and with the Venusaur being as fast as it is right now and being able to hit those sleep powders, with Groudon being the max target. That would definitely be something I would be concerned with, but Calyrex at this point, I don't know, really makes that any bit better, as we see the Helping Hand going on for Whimsicott. It's going to go into the Calyrex. Venusaur goes for a Protect, so no sleep powder this time. And the Helping Hand Astral Barrage going into the Groudon, will it be enough to take it out?
Helping Hand specs, it does almost nothing into that opposing Groudon.
Max Quake boost really helping out there, rolling right into the Calyrex and leaving it with only 5% of its 5 HP points left. Very critical play and a really great max play for CondorNJ.
Yeah, for sure. Again, that the Assault Vest, the Light Screen, now it's +2 special defense. Potentially looking to stall out this Light Screen for NinoPokeBros so that the Kyogre can just come in and finish things up. But obviously starting to get into a little risky territory. I was a little surprised we didn't see maybe something like a Psyshock into that Groudon, take advantage of the fact that it's only boosting its special defense and maybe try and pick off its defense. That's something that would also hit super effective into Venusaur on the next turn. You don't get the benefit of spread, but it is something that can kind of counter these especially bulky special defensive mons.
Yeah, and we'll see again the helping hand play from Calyrex is going to go. Astral Barrage will take out Venusaur, leaving Groudon with just a sliver of health at this point. Very much an uphill battle as the Grim Neigh boost on Calyrex. CondorNJ stands with just a lone Groudon Dynamax as the Max Rockfall will go into the Whimsicott, hoping that the Sandstorm itself will have enough to take out the Calyrex and even the count here.
Yeah, for sure. A great play bringing this back as close as possible for this Groudon,
Yeah.
but ultimately you have a full HP Kyogre, essentially full HP Kyogre in the back. You still have your Tailwind active, and you haven't used your... Oh, and Whimsicott lives on
Whimsicott
one.
manages to stay in.
Wow, yeah, everything's coming up Nino for that one. Being able to live on one with that, you get your free switch into the Kyogre here, change that weather back after the third turn from this opposing Groudon. You don't even have to max. You could just go for a Water Spout, save us all the animation, or, you know, maybe you want to do it as a nice little send-off there to a max Kyogre, or maybe we even see a max Whimsicott Energy Ball. That's something that would likely have enough damage to take out this Groudon.
Yeah, anything goes at this point. And yeah, you're really just praying for a miss and a lot of really a lot of misses and a lot of Precipice Blades that don't miss. Which is an uphill battle for Groudon. Groudon does not like to be put in a corner where it has to hit every single Precipice Blade that it needs to.
I don't even think it's going to get a chance here. Both these Pokemon are faster, and as bulky as it is at +2 Light Screen Assault Vest, it's not going to live a full functionally full HP Water Spout, or even just this Energy Ball might be enough to pick it off.
Yeah, that was assuming a lot of misses at that point.
Yeah, you'd have to hope your opponent went for Origin Pulse instead of, and we don't even get the end screen there with Condor recognizing when he's beat. And we're gonna go ahead and have a new champion here with NinoPokeBros. Taking the set 2-1.
Taking the set 2-1, NinoPokeBros here. Very interesting. Coming off of that first match where Kyogre was really not in the best position, got 2 special attack drops on there with the Snarl Calyrex, which is, by the way, very interesting Calyrex, surprisingly bulky for a Calyrex. But really able to really kind of just nerf that Kyogre out of existence, getting the paralysis on the third turn of Dynamax, and take advantage of it. But once that Kyogre gets rolling and you don't stop it, it can take the whole match away. And it seemed to be critical every single time. I mean, Kyogre was the win con for the final match.
Yeah, it really was, and it was really incredible stuff there from NinoPokeBros maneuvering around that. I believe we're gonna try and bring him in for a call here shortly, but give us 1 sec while we figure that out.
What's happening? I mean, guys, I got lucky. I got the crit. I think Condor had that in the bag, but your boy got bailed.
That was a very interesting match. Now, that game 1 was Kyogre was put in a really difficult position there. How did you what did you do to change your mindset going into game 2, game 3?
Well, I knew kind of he was expecting sheninja. I think that's why he max quaked the Zacian. Yeah. And I just thought maybe we'd do a little dance. I was going into game 2. Usually in game 2, when you win, you'd be a little risky, but I was on the back end, the back foot, so I thought I'd bring sheninja to toy with him a little bit, and I just knew Condor was going to put me on an ally switch read, so I put all in on the ally switch, him reading ally switch and me not doing anything, but also got bailed on a rock slide miss. But what can I say? PokeBros gets them hacks and gets in. But no, I gotta take a second.
Such a great call on the sheninja. Well, at least he tried to call for the ally switch, or at least the fake out on the ally switch.
Yeah, he Condor is very respectable. I just want to take a second to say it's always an honor to play him. Me and him have been going out a while, and there was one time in Victory Road he smacked the crap out of me with Gothitelle Alecki, and I think I'm never gonna let that match down. And we played heads up in Milwaukee too. We had an awesome set then, and just another great set going to game 3. But shout out to my boy, one of my good friends in the community. Always an honor to play him, and a formidable opponent at that, as always.
Of course.
Yeah. No, for sure. That was congrats again on that. That was so much fun to watch. I was kind of curious of your mindset approaching Series 13 here. It looked like a lot of very comfortable mons for you, things you've been running for most of Series 12. Kind of what was your thought with this very first big battle here. I know you've hosted a tournament on Series 13, so you have a little more experience than a lot of other people. But what was your kind of thought going into team building?
Yeah, I actually have built a rendition of French Rain where I have Whimsicott, and I actually missed Encore today. I wish maybe I could have Encored the Snarl and put him in, just kept, hell, I had him keep Encoring Snarl and I wouldn't have to worry about Barrage. But basically, when I put the team together, everyone's getting mad at me for using Shed in Series 13, but I think it's working. It just really puts your opponent in a thinking position. But Yveltal is really strong in Series 13.
Yeah.
And I think bringing Magearna and Zacian together just to make them think about bringing Yveltal, most of the time they'll bring it anyway. But I was really happy to see that. I don't think he had Yveltal, I'm pretty sure. And that kind of was a sigh of relief. And I'm surprised Dialga didn't come. I was really scared about Kyogre going against Dialga. But back to the team building. I mean, just my good old Kyogre Zacian. I've been playing that pair before even the double restricted format came out. And I'm just really comfortable. I know the calcs and I know how to go around in certain situations. And Assault Vest is really important in this format, I think, along with Thunder for the Volcanion and some other avenues that you can use it. So I slapped Assault Vest because I usually play Mystic Water. And I mean, everything else just kind of came together with giving Tailwind for Whimsicott. And also, I have Trick Room on it, which is a little tricky per se, because when I see another Whimsicott in a game one, I kind of like to do Trick Room when they do for the Tailwind. So, but that's why that kind of set is the way it is. But yeah, I mean,
I guess that answers my next question, because my next question was going to be why Whimsicott over the classic Torn Ogre style there. It's just because of the Trick Room and the Encore.
Yeah, no, and I think also I've been thinking about Rain Dance Tornadus a while, but yeah, I mean, the Helping Hand I think is a really good damage factor, because a lot of the stuff is 2-hit KOs, but once I give it Helping Hand, I get the 1-hit KO in some situations, so it really is helpful.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love the Trick Room as well. It's something where I believe it was that Japanese team that kind of engineered the Double Horse way back in Series 8 or 9, but being able to have that Whimsicott moment, nothing feels better than when they go for Tailwind and you click Trick Room.
Exactly. You know it, Gems. You know it.
I've been running it on Calyrex just because I start seeing that all the time, and just Focus Sash Calyrex always gets the.
Oh, that's naughty. That's naughty.
Yeah,
that's
it's
naughty.
Fun. It's fun. So what after that first game, after that second game, and all of the kind of plays that really went with your head, what was your thought process going into game 3?
I really wanted to bring Sheninja again, but I knew maybe I could play a mind game with him where he could kind of think it's in the back and play a little safer on his max Vine Lash. I mean, I swear he was gonna max game 2 or game 3 instead of protect me again, but he was kind of feeling safe that not getting a blade, let me try and blade the Venusaur again and maybe getting caught with a KO. So getting Whimsicott in was pretty big. Getting the Tailwind, not worrying about the speed boost for Groudon, and I was surprised he maxed Groudon too. I was really expecting a Venusaur max, but maxing the Groudon. I got kind of lucky because I didn't get parried for Zacian's 3 turns he was alive, and that blade took a lot of damage because once he got those max Quakes boost, it was really going to be tough for Calyrex and Kyogre to come in. So I think I got another bailout by getting through and getting that big Behemoth blade damage on him and just kind of setting up for the end game.
Yeah. So after this big win tonight here on stream, what are your thoughts about Series 13 and kind of your place with that going forward after tonight?
Man, I like it. It's crazy, and people, I gotta tell Bat Gems. Bat in my chat, I remember at least like 6 months ago, she goes, Mythicals will never be in VGC ladder. I'm just like, look at it now. But the saying goes, like you said, Gems, there's probably not going to be a post-Worlds format. But you never know. We never thought we'd have Mythicals in the ladder, and here we are. Maybe they just, throw us a bone, a couple tournaments with some Mythicals, on stream. Be pretty cool.
What I meant with post-Worlds, I just mean like this Series 12 post-Worlds.
So
yeah, so like when we'll get to see how it evolves and reacts to the World Champion, we're going to go directly into Series 13.
We're not even going to have a chance to use the Champions team and kind of smack it all over ladder, right?
Yeah.
I know. Rip, pour one out. All right, Nino, are you looking forward to defending your title?
Oh yeah, bring it. So I guess a couple people were already saying if Nino goes next, I gotta shout out some people like Hendez, I guess maybe wants a piece, you know, maybe even the man Wide himself might want a piece, you know.
Okay.
I also saw my man Orion. He might want a piece too as well. Asthmatic. I saw him in the chat. But
Nibs in chat already going for it.
Nibs, I'm looking at you, buddy. Leave the Lapras at home. Just start playing Crystal Rain, baby. And even KD, one of my really good friends in the community, man. Maybe he might bring it. Maybe you better fill out that form if you're watching, KD.
Let's see it. Good. Looking forward to it. Well, amazing match, Nino. Always a pleasure having you, and looking forward to that next one. Congratulations, man. $75 in an Elite Pokebox headed your way.
What? I won something? I thought we were just playing for fun. Oh my
you won
God.
something, Nino. $75 in an Elite Pokebox.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Gamer
All right.
moment.
Gamer milk moment. I'm gonna go chug some gamer milk right now, guys. I gotta go. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you so much. All right.
Talk to you guys later. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's pop back over to our chat. All right, now, what an amazing match. Thank you so much, Nino. Thank you so much, CondorNJ. Hell of a match. Best of 3. Anytime you get to a game 3, you know it was a good match all around, right? So, super excited. But now, it is time for one of my favorite segments of the show. And it is our top 5 plays of the month. But we loved it so much that we actually doubled it this month, and we have our top 10 plays of the month. So super duper excited to get this. Let's get us started with number 10.
Yeah. Which is wild. So yeah, a little Fremont knockout right there. Real nice stuff.
Very nice. Well, moving right along to number 9 on our countdown, Evil Ho Zard, well, just Evil Ho, is going for a big Zard play, a little 1v1 action here. You never like to see a Gmax Charizard. Wildfire coming at this poor little Gothitelle, but it's able to take everything that it does there because why? It's got maxed out special defense buffs, and it's gonna just fire back with a stored power and KO that Charizard right to its face. Absolutely brilliant play. I believe in stored power. I want to see stored power work, and it's things like this that give me hope, Gems, that stored power can work.
Yeah, it's something especially in singles where you have so much more opportunity. You have to be afraid of getting doubled in doubles, but like here you get to see it just absolutely tank up and then go for that stored power, and it can just both live anything and then delete anything with that with all of those boosts right there.
Yeah, just absolutely maxed out stored power is able to keep you super bulky and take out a Charizard. Whew, that is that's some power. That's some power right there. But not as much power as being packed in our number 8 on the countdown this week. What we got for number 8, Gems?
Yeah, number 8 here, we're gonna have Sableye VGC. Y'all know him, Ryan, one of the best Canadian players here. He's gonna be going for a very tricky little move. We see the Gourgeist, not a Pokemon you see very often. It gets access to some really cool moves, but I'm really excited. You've got the opposing Ditto doing its best Urshifu impression. The opposing Calyrex looks menacing. If you're a Gourgeist, you don't want to take an Astral Barrage. That sounds awful.
You don't.
But
no, you don't.
What this Gourgeist has is a little special move there called Trick, and it's going to be able to trick its Choice Scarf onto the Urshifu and allow this Urshifu to move first and cause all kinds of chaos here. So we see the trick come out here. Big brain strats from Ryan. Gonna go ahead and switch right there. Choice Scarf now. And the Gourgeist also has a Focus Sash, so it gets to live any potential attack into it. And that Calyrex is just deleted from the field. Congrats to Ryan on that move right there. Sableye VGC, insane ability.
Gosh, that is insane. That is a wicked blow. The Choice Scarf trick there That is some big brain stuff. Being able to use that prankster ability to trick that scarf onto one of your own mons and boost it to where it can take out a Calyrex. Oh, that's the kind of thing that you love to see in VGC.
You really do. I also love seeing that little trick or treat move on it right there. That looks very interesting. It gives you the ghost type attack. So if someone's going for a fighting type move into your Urshifu, boom, you're a ghost type. Too bad
There you go.
Fighting attack me. You can still fairy attack though.
Yeah, that is a super interesting one to have on there. And now that it doesn't have its choice scarf anymore, it could choose that option next turn. So, very, very amazing play here by Sableye VGC coming in at number 8. But number 7 on our countdown, coming at us from Scolded, Zeraora. We already saw Zeraora in VGC in the top 10, but you know, it hadn't really had a great presence in Unite very recently. Clearly outnumbered in a 4v1 situation here, but one discharge absolutely deleting the entire team there. Believe that ends up being a 3 KO streak, not a 4 KO streak, all in one. Amazing Zeraora play, able to just absolutely delete that entire bottom goal.
Yeah, incredible stuff. And then look at the hustle afterwards as well to go back, get some more objectives, take down that, you know, going for the buffalo hunt as well as those core fish. Really, really, really impressive stuff right there, getting the knockout. And then the extra effort, going through, getting more levels, ready to go.
Even the Greedent. Oh, man, that takes a lot. And Scolded here, coming in at number 7, able to do just that, a lot. What we got for number 6, Gems?
Yeah, it looks like we are going to be going to number 6. We have got yet another Unite clip here. We see Gengar go ahead and go for this gigantic move right here. It is insane how much damage this is doing. He's able to just pop in, pop out, do a bunch of damage, stay completely safe, and just absolutely obliterate these enemies. All during the Zapdos fight as well, clearing the way for his team right there. I love the little Ghostbusters Gengar skin on there as well. Incredible.
Right, he just doing that little swag right after doing a complete quadra kill, right on an ulting Hoopa nonetheless too. Well, that's on their team helping them out. So the ulting Hoopa definitely helped them out there, but the Gengar able to pick up 4 KOs right there, right in front of Zapdos, and then just swag its way back on there. You gotta love something about that.
Super impressive play from Peaskis there. So what about what are we going into next with the number 5 here?
And number 5, another play coming from Olsen Matt VGC with a Greninja. Looks like we're just doing some regular junglins here, picking up the buffs that we need to. And the entire squad all the way over here on the objective, able to ult and pick up looks like 1, 2, 3 KOs, make that 4 KOs, and going right here. Oh, fully health Cinderace. That's going to be an uphill battle here, but still able to pick up that on their objective. Absolute dominance here. A big pentakill by Olsen VGC here. Some absolutely incredible Greninja playing.
Yeah, we got a little crossover there of the VGC player coming in with the Unite clip. Super awesome stuff. I love seeing that gigantic Shuriken attack. I don't know if that's water Shuriken or not. So it shows how much Unite I've been playing lately, but love the alt attack there. And yeah, the chase here also awesome. Able to take down a full HP Cinderace. I know you get a nice little assist from your buddies, but still really impressive. Get this little buff and then go destroy the rest of the team.
Just absolutely doing work. Great job, Olsen VGC, coming in at number 5 for a pentakill. All right, yeah, serendipitous. What do we got at number 4?
Yeah, next up we've got a Lucario who will not die. So here we go. We've got the Lucario going back and forth, getting a bunch of damage here onto this Venusaur. Not going to let it get away. Hopefully going to get a score in here. Now it is being absolutely attacked by this Slowbro. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Blastoise. But still just denying the KO here, escaping and able to just continue to live. Truly living up to that little Zoro mask that it's got on, just able to sneak, get away, get back to base. Really impressive Lucario there, causing a bunch of mayhem and then staying safe enough to get home.
Well, it looks like you can be too far forward in your lane if you can Lucario like that. I mean, that was some absolutely incredible playing, especially with that Blastoise back there. And this Venusaur, like, how deep in the territory are you here, and able to go through here and pick up this clean KO on the Venusaur and still run away from this Blastoise? That's a Lucario putting in a lot of work on that top lane.
Yeah, for sure. Really nice strategy, allowing those opponent or your teammates to take the goal down so that you're not as nerfed while you try to escape from being caught deep in enemy territory. But yeah, living on that 1 HP. I didn't know that Unite had focus sashes, but apparently they do.
Right, for sure. Coming in at number 3 on our countdown is yes, we've got some more Gigantamax Charizard. This time, this one's in a sandstorm across from a Rhyperior. Doesn't like to be there, but with a little after you help, Rhyperior will kindly take that offer and go for a giant max rockfall into this Charizard, a move that it would not have been able to get out of the way had it not been for that after you. Really, I mean, after you, something you rarely ever see out there, right? Another one that you haven't seen since probably like one of those first 3 or 4 series where it was the big Trick Room user.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but Slurpuff there with the Unburden ability, it's able to get itself super speedy. So if it consumes its item, then you're moving first. We saw an opposing Dragapult moves after this Slurpuff. So yeah, really fun strats there with the after you, and you love to see it. You love to see a Charizard just kind of super confident still get deleted.
Right. I mean, like, it just Dynamaxed too. Like, it just got finished with that animation and then just gets completely shut down by that max rockfall. Amazing play here by a box of Timbits.
Yeah, I'm curious if this was maybe from one of the 4 Seasons VGC's like throwback tournaments. I know that Quiver Dancer has been doing those tournaments where it's past series. So it's possible it was something from that, which would be really cool. But congrats to a box of Timbits on getting that tech off. Very cool stuff.
Very cool stuff. What do we got at number 2?
Yeah, number 2, we've got the DA Content Creator Bash. We're going to have Team Backcap. Slowbro is going to steal the Zapdos here. So very impressive stuff. We're going to see this Slowbro go ahead and just continue to do what Slowbro does. Not die. Just be annoying, not die. Get to be defender as well as, helping your opponents out or helping your teammates out. But just this insane battle right here going on. And yeah, we just see I don't even see a Slowbro. Did I have the wrong notes? I might have had the wrong notes. Oh no, is it gonna
this is a long clip. I'm a little familiar with this one because I ended up casting this match. But this was a play. Team Backcap, I believe this is the grand finals, and there was already a match in the way here. And this Slowbro, as you can see, clearly outnumbered here, is able to end up just sneaking in this kill right here at the last second on the Zapdos.
Yeah, not what you normally see Slowbro do. But although I actually saw something recently on Twitter about the fact that your defenders and supporters actually get a little buff in the Zapdos battle that many people haven't been talking about, but is in the data for how the game works. So pretty interesting little mechanic there to try and help out those less offensive mons in these objective battles.
Yeah, Team Backcap here was completely on their heels. I mean, this was a critical team fight here that they just lost, and it just seemed like everything's over. Zapdos is going to get just deleted by the Hoopa and the Cinderace. But along comes a Slowbro. I mean, and you can see it jumping in from that side of the map right then. It just barely got there in time.
Yeah, incredible stuff. Because also it looks like the opposing team was in a position, like they could have easily swung this back. There's a ton of points on the board right now, and they could have been in a position to potentially win it. But yeah, great play right there from that Slowbro.
Absolutely incredible, and that ends up bringing them all the way back for it. But if we're talking about the DA Content Creators Batch, let's go on to number 1 in here, and this is from our champion for today, the NinoPokeBros, the grand finale of the Content Creators Bash here, being just enough. Oh, I don't know if this is actually ZGUL, the very final push here for the PokeBros. Now, there's a lot going on here and not too much that you can make up, but the big important thing here is this match came down to pressure at the very end of the match. And as you can see right here, as we wait for these scores to turn in, that pressure did indeed deliver exactly what they needed to do by just less than 100 points. That 635, the PokeBros able to pull through there at the last second, and that is what will take our number 1 spot in the clip of the week, sponsored by Dark Aura VGC.
Yeah, for sure. Great plays right there by NinoPokeBros and team. You see a lot of VGC players on that team as well. I saw Zordor's name on there, Asthmatic. A lot of VGC players coming out showing some Unite skills as well. Such a shame we can't compete in both when it comes to the World Championships this upcoming weekend, but you know, there is one player in the world who's now, I believe, qualified for almost everything in Sagen Park, who's qualified for Unite. He's qualified for TCG in the past, as well as a former world champion in VGC. Absolutely crazy seeing all the crossover, all the Pokemon love. But yeah, congrats to NinoPokeBros and team on that big win right there.
Yeah, very much a nail biter, and you know, it goes to show that you just got to push through all the way to the end there, and you might be able to get it done. I mean, like that. If you look at the score at the top of the match before the 10-second counter goes on, they're actually losing.
Yeah.
And so those last little points were just made up right there at the very end. It just goes to show you got to play the whole game all the way through. And if you are able to take advantage of those things, even if it's the last second, you can take advantage of it, and you can come out as the champion of the ZGUL. So. Hats off to the Poke Bros and that amazing Unite team. But that is it. That will be it for us, guys. That is our top 10 plays, and that will be it for Silph Sports. Big shout out to, oh, actually, that's your part.
Yeah, big shout out there to CondorNJ and NinoPokeBros for some amazing action here on the channel tonight. If you made a play that you think would be worthy of making your top 5 plays or top 10, depends on the month, I guess, be sure to reach out to us on Twitter or in the Discord. Go ahead and tag Geeklife Live and mention the Silph Sports top 5, and you might just have it reacted to live here on stream alongside us.
And with that, that'll wrap it up for this episode of Silph Sports. Big shout out to everybody that was hanging out here with us today. We had, where's all my Twitch page here? Nibs, we had Savage, Up Smash, I believe Poppy Cantan was in here earlier, Moji Papusa, Adam Santacos, Professor Ragna. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Also, a big shout out. We want to remind your viewers, if you like what you see or hear on the show tonight, be sure to follow us on Twitch or YouTube. Be sure to drop us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe, do all of the things for even more content. If you want more of me, you can always find me on Twitter and TikTok at RuseBane, WRUSE_BANE. Gems, where can they find you?
Yeah, for sure. I'm on Twitter and on Twitch. I'm back on Twitch again. I'm at Gem3Z. That is a GEM number 3 and Z. So yeah, you can always find me there, hanging out, giving mostly retweets on Twitter, and hanging out playing some Pokemon Coliseum right now over on Twitch.
Yeah, fun stuff. I tuned in a little bit, I think, the other day, and yeah, Pokemon Coliseum is it's a fun game. You guys should go check it out. Anyways, and of course, a big shout out to our producer Up Smash, our big strange pink blob behind the curtain producer Up Smash. You can find his content in the description of the video or right here in chat if you're chilling with us on Twitch. Up Smash, you got any thoughts on that match?
Yes, I do have some thoughts for the match. Freaking gamer milk makes Pokemon live way longer than they should. Basically, that's the long and short of it, is that gamer milk is busted. Don't forget to pick up a giant tub of it today. Okay.
Yeah, if you drink your gamer milk, you'll eventually win. Right? That's the lesson we learned today. So be sure to drink up your gator milk. We've got tons more people to shout out to. Big shout out to WD Michael, Wide League, Wide Battle League, all of those things. Be sure to check out the Wide Battle League tournament. I believe it's going to be happening at the end of August. A lot of fun stuff there, and commentary from Silph Sports cast members, myself included, and who knows, other people too. We got a lot of friends. Shout out to Dark Aura VGC and Nader92 for collecting, finding clips, everything for our top 10 plays of the week. Thank you, Mochi Papusa, for script writing, and Crypt Out Cleek for any design work. And then finally, big shout out to Elite Pokebox and Poppy Cantan for sponsoring the event. We really, really appreciate you guys. Go check out Elite Pokebox if you're interested in any kind of Pokebox subscriptions. It's a really, really cool product. You can get all kinds of good Pokemon card packs, keep up to date on that, and even a chance for a graded slab. So those are a lot of fun to get too. But yeah, that's all we got for tonight. Thank you guys so much, and we will take it to WD Michael for the after show. Catch you guys next time.
Bye, y'all.
I'm clearly very bad at reading these colors that are coordinated onto the damn script here, but I'm glad that you're very flexible with it, Gems.
Oh yeah, for
Because
sure.
that works.
I'm always
This is
down
the
to
hot.
move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is hot mic.
we're still on the hot mic moment, so we're pretending like we're not actually doing this in front of people here.
What?
But yeah,
Yeah. No, that was yeah.
it's good
That
stuff.
was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Love having the Poke Bros. Poke Bros are always a blast, and yeah, everything was going good. There should be a lot of fun stuff for next month too. So be sure to tune in next month when we got another match and the Poke Bros take on their champ or defend their title. That's what I'm trying to say.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows who it'll be? But yeah, NinoPokeBros fellow Little Root Lessons Texas Tyranitar. We got our managers Adam and Adam Santacos and Nibs hanging out in chat today. That was always fun to see.
Yeehar. Like
Yeehar indeed.
Yeehar. Yeehar. Yeerar.
Yeerar.
That's cute. Okay, up smash. Are you raiding? Do I need to raid?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna raid? Okay, cool.
I'll raid. I'll
Right.
raid.
Wait, we've been live this whole time?
Yeah.
We're so
What?
live.
Big if true.
We are so live. And incoming raid. Go say hi to WD Michael. Tell him we love him. Tell him how awesome the show was. Catch you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And